won't you come here? I've been feeding for the love and I've been looking for the feeling of unconditional love in me. And just because, baby, you see me aging like I'm fine wine. You know the nickels turn to dollar signs. You see the pain turn to nourishment. Cause I've been counting out before, but now these days I got it all. For the love,
getting right into it. Getting right into it. Very important subject. Very important subject. The stability of black men in the community, the mental health of black men in our community, black men in our community getting all of the smoke from every direction. You know, you ever notice how they'll, when I say they, or when I reference they, I'm meaning American society will tell a black man to man up, per se, quote unquote, man up. And then feed him particular variables that force him to experience life in a peculiar way. Let me give you an example. Peace to y'all on the live, on the IG live. If you with me, you rocking with me, peace to y'all. But let me continue my point. Let me give you an example. Like I said before, you tell a young boy. Now, let's not even get to the grown men first. You tell a young boy, as early as, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years old, stop crying. You a man. You're not supposed to display emotions or whatever the case may be. And then this man grows up with that certain type of point of view. And then the point of view turns into behavior, of course. That's what it always does. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you get to the point in which the man is not comfortable expressing his feelings or emotions at all. This man is gonna date a woman, right? Presumably, or whatever. These days are different, so that's not important. Anyway, this man dates a woman. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, whenever you intimate with a woman, obviously there's a chance that you have kids. So let's say the man dates a woman, the man has children. And before he even gets to learn himself or allow himself to grow or allow room for himself to grow, he's the man of the house without never really learning how to be the man of the house. Okay. I hope I paraphrased all of that for you, because my first question is, what is your definition of a man and what a man should be, what a man needs to provide, if a man should be emotional, should a man be able to express his feelings freely, are there boundaries, etc., right? Throw all those questions at you real quick. Allow me to continue. So, in our communities, we have this is one of the, I want to say a big issue, but we have a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really going to call it a big one. I'm going to call it a issue because, I don't necessarily believe in anything being big or small. So in our communities, we have this thing where we want black men to be extremely strong. But we kind of misconstrue what strength is. Or we learn what strength is from the society that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Or we learn what strength is from a survival standpoint. So we get to a place in life or in our experience where being a man is traumatic, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's always been that way, but we at this point I feel like we have let me not say we. I would say me because I'm here speaking, right? So I'm gonna say that I have a responsibility to at least talk about or at least put this on the table to be spoken about. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't control nobody else's paradigm or what anybody else say. So when we talk about a man's position in the household, right? Going back to my first thought or our first thought, a man's position in the household. Like, we fail to understand, when I say we, I mean, society in general, I guess you could say the circumstances that face a man every day, right? So a man is expected to provide and protect, So I don't want to go too far left, you know what I'm saying? But to give an example would be, you expect a man to provide and protect, but then you get mad at gang members. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because it's going a little left, because you can always argue the fact that a gang member tears apart your community, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, at the same time, if you're talking about a gang member as far as like being the model of a man who quote unquote protect, then wouldn't that be the model? You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to compare and contrast being a gang member. I'm just throwing things in the hat real quick. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about providing or whatever the case may be, then you're gonna give way. You're gonna give away to a scammer. And I'm not knocking nobody for what they do. We're just giving examples, right? You're gonna birth a scammer. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about a man providing and protecting, then you're gonna give ways to a man who gets it by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how you get it, you're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about providing and protecting, then you're gonna give means to especially if let me get my thoughts together, because there's a lot of things going through my mind at the moment. Especially if we're not properly taught, especially when it's not properly taught, you're going to give way to a specific type of person. So, example, going down the road again, right? You want men to be a thing. You want men to be a particular way all the time. But we don't provide men with the means or the avenue to be able to express themselves freely. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy when you sit back and you think about it, because us as men, we get involved in relationships with women, and we have to lead the relationship, guide the relationship. But how do you guide something and you don't know yourself? Like, you're just gonna guide it based on what other people has told you or what you have learned on the street or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really how men operate. Like, we learn from each other on the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have a male, if you have a male in your household, like, I grew up on the men, I ain't grew up on the women. You know what I'm saying? My mother and me didn't have the best relationship, so I didn't grow up with her. So I grew up on the men. You know what I'm saying? And it gave me a certain type of sequence to things, an order to things. But obviously, without the balance of the feminine energy, there's some things that I lack, right? But with that being said, a lot of our men grow up in single parent households, and it's primarily the wisdom, the woman, that leads it. And men learn very early under those situations, under those predicaments, that to be or to step into being the man of the house. You know what I'm saying? Or to step into that provide and protect role. And it's not a woman's fault per se, but when a woman is raising a man under those circumstances, and you dealing with this scary ass world, this world is scary as shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta build a man where you gotta build a man of strength. And the first thing that women will do in those type of situations or predicaments is tell a man, yo, stop crying, or yo, man up, or you know what I'm saying? Those type of that type of shit. And I was talking to my brother about this a couple days ago, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I realized that those words are like the most dangerous words that you can say to a black man. Like, word of mother, like man up. Like, what is the definition of manning up? I'll tell you what the definition of manning up is for us. Burying our feelings deep. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna do it a couple ways. You're gonna get into this cult-like mentality, so only the strong survive, so you're gonna get yourself a group. You're gonna do it in a way where you just isolate yourself. Or you're gonna do it in a way in which you just walk around and just, you get in where you fit in, but you never understand yourself, so you just go on with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And never learning yourself, and being the good father and the good son, and etc., but dying inside. A lot of our men are dying inside. I don't know if people know this. My question to people is, or when I say people, I mean women in particular, is do you ever stop and ask your man, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you ever stop and ask your man, yo, what's going on in your heart today? You know what I'm saying? A lot of black men's hearts is real fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't hide from everything forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's painful. Really is painful. I speak from experience. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why I'm fucking up my words, part of my language. But it's a very important subject to me. I feel like we don't talk about it enough. I was going through social media like normal people these days, and I ran across a meme from a girl, and I'm just reading some comments on the live, and a couple men saying the same thing, like ain't no woman ever asked if he was good, but we'll get back to that. But I ran across a meme from a girl on the live, and it was talking about men who do not pay all the bills. These days, I don't know what point of view you have on if men should be paying all the bills, if you should go 50-50 or whatever. That's your business. But anyway, really, I did it. It didn't really bother me enough in that she said it, but it interested me what she was saying and in relation to what we're talking about. So the meme was, like I said, it was talking about men paying all the bills. Why are men not paying all the bills? And in other cultures, men pay all the bills and they don't ask women to work, and et cetera, et cetera. But the variables to that is women's freedom are not really celebrated in other cultures. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. That's not the subject here. Anyway, in her caption, she wrote, and I quote, "Men these days are raised by bitches." You know what I'm saying? Quote by word. Men these days are raised by bitches. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have to be said. What she said? Yeah, it shouldn't have to be said what is already known. Or, yeah, that's exactly what she said. It shouldn't have to be said what is already known. End quote. Right? And it kind of, it didn't make me feel no way, but it made me think, like, okay, her ideology of a man's strength would be a man being able to provide. You know what I'm saying? And under those circumstances, I'm sure she, beautiful woman too. I ain't gonna front. And under those circumstances, I'm sure she gets plenty of men who provide. And I don't necessarily see it as a problem if a man chooses to do that. Or if a man chooses he shouldn't do that. I don't know. That's your prerogative. But the way she brought it about, or the way she said it, made me realize a lot of women will come at it from only two angles. Like, if he don't provide, or if he don't seem like he is a protector, you know what I'm saying? Really both. Then he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shit. And a lot of men, I ain't gonna front. They're gonna get in where they fit in. 1. 2, they're gonna fake it till they make it. You know what I'm saying? 3, they're not gonna realize that they in over their head until they in over their head. Now, a lot of women might ask, ain't this what a man's supposed to do? Ain't a man supposed to provide and protect? I agree, they are. But how is a man going to do these things properly if they're not mentally there? You know what I'm saying? Like, a man might be able to do these things, but obviously he's going to want to get away from it all. You know what I'm saying? So, you open the door to a lot of things when you don't engage in your man's mental health. You know what I'm saying? The black man, real talk, is like the most hated being in the universe. Like, I never seen so many things or people, whatever you want to call it, hate black men. Like, the shit is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. And you put all of that hate on top of the expectations, and you surely gonna get you an unhealthy dude. And when I say unhealthy, I mean emotionally, I mean spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes, we need a break too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this episode is about. Like giving awareness, or making people aware of the fact that, everything is a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in the universe that don't exist to align with each other or give each other energy. You know what I'm saying? With one exists another. So I wonder, what are the ideas on this subject? Like, I want to ask a bunch of women. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this far-fetched for you to think about your man as a vulnerable person? You know what I'm saying? I grew up under the most extreme circumstances, and I think everybody has different type of extremes. So, what's extreme to me may not be extreme to you. But I feel like I grew up under some of the most extreme circumstances with some monsters and killers and, all the people that people are scared of. You know what I'm saying? All the people that keep people, quote unquote, woke at night. And I swear to you, man, I be around these people, you know what I'm saying? And, they feel just like us, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they break down as a matter of fact, they're more sensitive than us. Believe it or not. Some of the toughest dudes you ever met are probably the most sensitive dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to put on that persona because they feel like everybody gave up on them. Now, is this an excuse to do whoop-de-whoop and all that? Of course not. But I'm just saying, we're just talking about it from the perspective of the individual emotional connection. Right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever his decision is, that's a different topic. You know what I'm saying? That kind of correlates because obviously when you feel a way, you're going to start doing things. You know, we can get into all that shit. We can get into the fact that he feels like he's not getting attention, so he's going to get attention in a particular way. I mean, we go down the list. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, pay attention to your men, to your sons, to your brothers, to your uncles, to your fathers, to your boyfriends, to your husbands. Like, pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying? Ask them, yo, listen, are you okay? Like, what's going on with you? Like, did you eat? Like, when was the last time a girl asked, did you eat? Like, I hope you women are at least doing that. And this ain't no woman bashing. This ain't no, women ain't doing shit. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking. I hope you asking. I hope you at least asking the dude. Pardon me. Did he eat? What did he eat today? You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are expected to play roles that they're going to play, but they may be just faking it to make it. They may love you so much, they just eating shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men do it that way. Or a lot of men will do it in a way where because they're just so used to playing a particular type of role, they don't know nothing else. So they're going to get in where they fit in, but are they really happy? As a matter of fact, when was the last time you asked the men in your life, are they happy? Facts. I'll play devil's advocate too. Men, when was the last time you asked the woman in your life, are you happy? You know what I'm saying? I'll get that to you. You know what I mean? I'll get that to the women because I know the women, they like, yo. But I'm just being real, y'all. I'm being real, queens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm being real. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, I don't think it's women's fault per se. I don't think it's a black woman's fault per se because the prevailing society pins us against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a competitive field. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, the shirts versus the skins. I don't know. If you grew up playing basketball, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Everything is so competitive, we forget that unity is power. You know what I'm saying? We forget that unity is power. You know what I'm saying? That power to stand in your power, to stand in your square. You know, you could do it by yourself for sure, but I mean, you can only go so far with two hands and two arms in this physical plane. You know what I'm saying? So, when was the last time you asked if your man was happy? I hope so. I hope you asked today. You know what I'm saying? I hope you asked today. And on top of that, it'd be funny because black men are the most hated, but the most celebrated, the most copied. They'll send that black man off to war. Man, listen, your husband, your brother, your son, you know what I'm saying? They'll send and take him for all of his essence. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's a big fact. They will suck the soul out of him and give him back to you with nothing left. They'll send him to work for 30 years. Let's not even talk about nothing outrageous. Just regular living, right? Man, get up. Whatever time he got to go to work. He got to eat shit at work. Come home. He dealing with you. He dealing with the kids. If that's the situation. To do it all again for 30 years. Sometimes more, right? You know what I'm saying? 30, 35 years. That is the definition of going insane. That's a fact. I know men who are paying child support, and I'm not saying that is a wrong thing to do or whatever the case may be. But I've stated this before. I feel like there's a different way to go about it, that we can do better, but I don't have the answers to that. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, I know men who are paying child support who basically pay it's 20, I believe it's 17 for the first kid and 15 for the second or whatever. But anyway, it comes up to a lot. And I've definitely seen a quarter of a man's paycheck gone. Like, how do you expect a man to mentally survive that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just being in that predicament, just having it felt like the whole world is on his neck. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the same time, I'm not talking about men who don't step up and feel they, do their due diligence to feel their responsibilities as a man in the home. I'm not talking about those men. I'm not talking about the men who, wake up today and they feel like, fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? But to be fair, you know what I'm saying? Like, those lazy men or whatever the case may be, if you want to call them lazy, I don't really call them lazy, but those men that are so disliked and so talked about or whatever the case may be, trust me, they have a reason. You know what I'm saying? For being the way they are. Facts. Not calling it right or wrong, but if you have a brother, a cousin, an uncle, a friend who acts this way, have you ever asked them why? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you will never get an answer. Maybe this dude is ignorant as shit and he don't even know the answer. But I don't even think anybody even asks why. Like, yo, son, why is it that you don't give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's an important question to even ask those people. You know what I mean? But anyway, but that's not really for them. I'm not really speaking for them. I'm speaking for the men who step up. I'm speaking for the men who get up and who hit their responsibilities on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for the men who, take care of their children, but they being raped. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that child support. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for the men who, really work hard to do better. You know what I'm saying? And society just rips their head off. They incarcerate black men at a rate that's unbelievable. And, as a person who's, basically I was raised by incarcerated men. You know what I'm saying? I've been around incarcerated men my whole life. It's extremely disheartening to see them try so hard. You know what I'm saying? And to see America just drain them, kill them every chance they get. Every chance they get. Example. A couple weeks ago, I seen an article on Facebook about ex-felons getting a pair of Mets tickets. I believe it was a pair of Mets tickets. When they come home, they get some Mets tickets, and I believe a little money. I forgot. I don't think it was money, but I think it was a pair of Mets tickets. And I just read the comments. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I want to know what different people, because I have a different paradigm when it comes to life. So when I want to know what somebody else is thinking, I'll just sit back and read comments. I won't comment. I'm not really one to jab back and forth with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really that type. But I just sit back and just read the comments. And I knew the dude. And, he was so disgusted. Like, how can they give these felons tickets to the Mets? It's not something about his tax dollars. I don't know why the fuck y'all say that. We'll get to that in a second. I don't know why y'all say that. But anyway, yo, my tax dollars is going to this. They made their decision, etc., etc. First of all, as a black man, you are one white man's decision away from a felony. Let me fucking repeat that. You know what I'm saying? For those of you in the back that don't get it. As a black man in America, you are one white man's decision away from obtaining a felony. You better stop it. You know what I'm saying? Stop that bullshit. That's one. Two, other than women and kids, let me clarify this, because crimes against women and kids, that's against the code. We don't rock with that at all. So other than anything against women and kids, if you're doing anything against women and kids, we don't condone that. Whatever you get is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, a man sometimes make the decision under false pretenses. And this whole build was started on the basis of men not being able to express themselves appropriately and accordingly. So when you do that to a man enough times, right? A man is, it's just only a man's thing, depending on their personality, to shut down. How a man expresses himself because he's shut down, that differs. Some men will experience themselves, you know what I'm saying, in a world that they feel loves them, which is, the illegal world, the criminal world, quote unquote criminal world. Because there's a certain type of camaraderie that comes with it, quote unquote. So for you to say, for you to say, for those people, let me clarify what I'm saying. For those people to say that they ain't want them to even have a pair of Mets tickets, you know what I'm saying? Because they made a wrong decision, per se. Are you serious, man? Like you don't care that much, you know what I'm saying, about a situation that you probably know nothing about. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that they didn't put it upon themselves, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of variables that we're not speaking about, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, it is our decision. Our behavior is our decision, definitely. But at the same time, like, there are variables to everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? It really is. So when you talking about people coming home, because like I said, I was raised under them. Like, I know what it feels like. I've been through the situations with them, and I seen how society just throws shit on them at every corner. You know what I'm saying? At every turn they try to do, throw shit on them. They want to do better, throw shit on them. You know what I'm saying? They want to sit there and get a job, throw shit on them. They want to come home. They want to be able to just enjoy themselves for the first time. Somebody actually cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big thing to people, man. It bugs me out. It bugs me out. Even other men. I'm not even talking about women, just women. Even other men will tell, you know what I'm saying? Will tell a person or tell another man, like, yo, you did what you did, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy to me. And then you wonder, some people will wonder why, they're faced with the worst parts of another person. Word up. Let me read some of these quotes, man, because I've been talking all day. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking all day. Shit is crazy because I know a lot of dudes who go through it, and I'm not just talking about street dudes, quote unquote, and I don't even like that term. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody experiences things from whatever they connect to, and sometimes you're gonna connect to things. First of all, Some people connect through teams. I'm fucking up my words, right? Some people connect through things through TV, right? Like a person, you could put a kid in front of a TV and put basketball on, and that immediately contacts them. It really immediately connects with them. You know what I'm saying? You could put a kid in front of a TV and baseball comes on, or football, or bowling, or whatever it is, and they immediately connect through it, right? Some kids, they connect through things from experience. Some people, they have to experience it. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're going out to play sports or they going out to sell a pack. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. It's the lines. What I'm trying to say is the line between being a lawyer and being a criminal, quote unquote, is real thin. I'm dead ass. The only thing that differs, the only thing that makes one thing for us easier than another is opportunity. So a lot of people, you could get an opportunity to be a criminal, quote unquote, a criminal for free. Because all you got to do is get a connect, per se. As opposed to being a lawyer. Like, that shit costs a lot of money. In our communities, we don't really have that money circulating freely. At least not in every individual home. You know what I'm saying? So for people to sit there and to not really tell me, but to not think about that, it baffles me. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel away, actually. Not that they're saying it, because I understand why they're saying it, because you're not raised to think outside the box. So automatically, when somebody do something that you don't like, or when somebody does something that you quote unquote feel like is against the law, or whatever the case may be, you just think about the action and shit. Like, there's some shit that's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, bro, like, why are you even doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things like motherfuckers be doing. I'm like, yo, bro, like, you are mega emotional. You know what I'm saying? I even say it to myself, though, but I even say it like, yo, bro, you are mega emotional for you to be just doing that. But then at the same time, I catch myself and I'm like, what made him go that far? You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, yo, let me tell you, man. Our men is sick. Our men is sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, summing it all up. Our men is sick. Like, we got some sick men out here. And it's simply because it seems like nobody give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously, that's not healthy for you, black woman, because you're going to inherit that. You know what I mean? You're going to inherit a man who's fucked up. And I don't think they train you. When I say train, that's the wrong words, right? That's I ain't even using the proper context. I don't think women learn how to deal with men. Like, black men got PTSD, like post-traumatic stress syndrome, facts. Like, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because we at war. So black women got it too, for sure. You know what I mean? That's another subject. But black men definitely got PTSD. You know what I'm saying? And they don't put no black woman in no course to learn how to bring a man back from hell. They just don't. Now, certain women know how to do this intuitively. And shout outs to my women who know how to do it. Shout outs to you, because you the motherfucking real superheroes out here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up with a mother, but I can tell you that I assure you that, you know what I'm saying, I sit in front of you because of a woman. That's a fact. So shout out to them women that know how to bring men out of hell. But for the most part, our women are not really taught. They're not even taught. So they're in a situation with a man that they don't even know. So they're going to react emotionally, which is going to make the nigga feel like they don't give a fuck. Like, nobody give a fuck more. So fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like a never-ending cycle. Then black women get into this, niggas ain't shit thing, and black men get into this, these bitches, all these bitches want to do is use a nigga thing, and then the vicious cycle goes on and on and on and on, right? Word. Hurt people hurts people. That's a fact. We hurt. We fucked up. You know what I'm saying? We are fucked up. We are fucked up out here. And I feel like I need to step up and talk for us, because a lot of times this shit is just skipped over. You know what I'm saying? You skip right over it. Oh, we talk about black women a lot, which we should. You know what I'm saying? Which we should. But we definitely need to talk about black men just as equally. You know what I'm saying? Men, period. But obviously I'm a black man, so I'm going to talk about black men. If you want to talk about other men, that's cool. But I'm a black man in America, so I can only tell you things from my experience. You know what I'm saying? Word. It's funny because I was talking, me and my brother, that's my dude, man. He really one of my best friends, and not because he's my brother. You know what I mean? Like, you ever meet a motherfucker, me and him don't agree on nothing, by the way, though. We don't agree on one thing. But we vibe on a different level. Like, we don't agree, we never agree, but we never violate each other. Like, we two alpha men who know how to shine in our own space. You know what I'm saying? So me and the guard was building. Big shout out to Webb, by the way. Big shout out to Webb. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Webb. You know what I'm saying? He's come a long way, you heard? Facts. But anyway, me and the guard Webb was building, and we was talking about how women let me make sure I word this appropriately, right? We was talking about how women take men for granted. Not in the way that y'all think, though. You know what I'm saying? I know women are like, yo, what you saying is men are not supposed to do what they're supposed to do, but, I get it. No, not in that way. What I'm saying is not really what we're supposed to do, but how we go about doing it, how we go about bringing, how do I even word this shit? This shit is crazy. How do we go about bringing what you ask for to the table every day? Like, what toll it takes on a man to do the things that he's supposed to do every day. Just like if a woman was in the house every day with them badass kids, it takes a toll on her. If she don't get a break, she's going to snap. Now y'all understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Facts. The same thing goes for a man. If you send a man to go to war every day, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're doing. Black men are at war every day, every minute, every second, every hour of the day. We don't get to rest. And he doesn't get a chance to get a break. You know what I'm saying? If you do not know how to bring a vacation to your significant other, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your father, whatever important men are in your life, you know what I'm saying? You are surely going to reap the consequences of it. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? However he chooses to experience his pain that he hides, he's going to experience it. And he might not even know he's experiencing it. He might just be thinking he doing what he got to do. He'll say some shit like that. Like, yo, I'm doing what I got to do to survive out here. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm doing he'll say some shit like that. You know what that shit means? That shit means he hurt. He fucked up. He don't know any other way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't do it this way, it's like comparing a fish to a monkey. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, a fish is not going to thrive on a tree, climbing up a fucking tree. And a monkey is not going to thrive deep on the water. You know what I'm saying? It's really that serious. Or that simple, excuse me. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? So you tell a person, so let's say this man wants to be an entertainer. And by the way, I do not want to hear from another motherfucking person, you know what I'm saying, that all black people want to be entertainers. That is oh man. That is incorrect. That is incorrect. Now, does music flow through our soul? Yes. Do acting flow through our soul? Yes. Right? Does entertainment flow through our soul? Yes. Why? Because all of these things are rhythm. Everything is a rhythm. Everything is an energy. Everything's energy, and energy is a rhythm. So all of us are in tune with that energy. So basketball as well, football as well, baseball as well. But I know plenty of men, and I'm talking about some of the hardest niggas you know, who are very intelligent, who know they can't shoot a ball, but will move numbers around in their head like the Tin Man. But they just don't have the opportunities to do so. So what a person gonna do when his mouth ain't full? They gonna do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do what they gotta do. But please don't tell me, I don't want to hear that no more. Please, 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 please do not tell me again that all black men want to do is hoop, you know, be a rapper, do a podcast. Please don't tell me that no more. You know what I'm saying? Black man, whatever you feel is good for you, that's in your heart, you need to do. Black man, if you feel like your woman is not supporting you and don't understand you, you need to leave. You know what I'm saying? Black man, you need to learn how to experience. You need to learn yourself and experience yourself in other ways. Black man, you can do way more than just provide and protect your person too. You feel me? Black man, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what it is that you feel like is taboo in this world. You know what I'm saying? If you need to let that shit go, you let that shit go. If you're poetic, you need to write it down. If you can rap, you need to rap that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you can sing, you need to sing it. If you're a person with numbers and you want to put it down in a numerical form, I don't care. You need to be able to get this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, I know a lot of men who are dying slowly. Big facts. They dying slowly. Word. I think I ran my mouth enough about that, right? You know what I'm saying? Word, I had to check in on my time because this shit is real passionate for me because, like, I'm 34. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, 5 people in my life who committed suicide, man. Yo, you know how fucking... And I know way more people who's attempted it. You know what I'm saying? Word of mother. I mean, we ain't got to go into details and all that. But, like, this shit is real, y'all. This shit real. This shit real. Like, the shit that they don't tell you. Like, when they go home and they be like, hi, baby, how was your day? It was wonderful. How was your day? Oh, it was good. They let you whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? They probably didn't tell you that they stuck a gun in their fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? He probably took out the bullets and shit just to see how the sensation felt. He stuck the shit in his mouth. He cocked it back and he let it go. And even knowing there's no bullets in that shit, he's like, oh man, there's like a release to it. There's like a coping mechanism. Facts. And it's the same thing where black men will throw themselves in a situation that's like fucking suicide. You know what I'm saying? Don't think suicide is just you blow your brains out. No, I'm talking, this the same exact mentality. You know what I'm saying? For certain men to throw themselves in situations that are just unwinnable. Like some of this shit is unwinnable. Motherfuckers be knowing it. You ever talk to a person that, yo, son is like, you talk to son, right? Like I said, I'm from this. So you talk to son, you be like, yo, son, like, what's the purpose of doing that though? You know what I'm saying? Like, more than likely you're gonna get jammed up. Now, you're not talking to them like this if you're smart. You gotta talk to their soul. So you gotta be like, yo, bro, yo, this ain't the right move for you. Yo, listen, you got kids, you got a wife, or you got a girl, whatever the case may be. And someone will sit there and look you dead in your face, I swear to God, and be like, yo, bro, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Like, that shit is suicide. That shit is like, yo, I can't take it. You know what that is? That the translation to that is, I can't take it no more. A lot of men are on that brink. I'm 34. I guarantee you right now, if I motherfucking took a poll of 100,000 black men, you know what I'm saying? A good number of them motherfuckers will be on that brink. You know what I mean? All that tough guy shit that these men be putting up, that we be putting up, or whatever the case may be, all that tough guy shit is pain. Because that's all you know how to experience it as in this motherfucking world. Pardon my language, but it's real talk. That's all you know how to experience it as. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how to experience it as anything else. Let a man cry. Just cry. You go, oh, that nigga's a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? He ain't about none. Let a man sit there and tell you, like, let a man sit there and just tell you, pour his heart out to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about men and women that receiving this message. Pardon me. Oh, this nigga can't take nothing, little. You know what I'm saying? There's always a judgment that comes with it because we're not taught that. We're not taught to let men experience themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because all emotions need to be experienced. You know what I mean? You got to experience the shit. You got to get from A to Z to this shit. And you know what I mean? Once you experience it in its totality, that's when you gain the wisdom from it. You know what I'm saying? You gain the wisdom from it. So now you understand it. So now you can take it and do something with it. But we're not even allowed to do that. That shit is crazy. Men be fucked up out here, man. You know what I'm saying? My brothers be fucked up out here. And we need to start checking in. We definitely need to start checking in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is mandatory that we start checking in on each other. Especially, you see what time it is, man. You see what time it is. Yo, it don't even matter what you do. You do it peacefully, you still a nigga. You do it violently, you still a nigga. You do nothing, you still a nigga. You hate your brother, you hate other niggas, you still a nigga. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how you give it up. It really don't. At the end of the day, we really all we got. So we need to start checking in. So I want all of my good people to start checking in with the men in their life. You know what I'm saying? You need to start asking that man if he's all right. You need to start asking that man, how's his heart doing? You need to start asking that man if he need a break. Men, we need to start asking for breaks. You know what I'm saying? We need to start experiencing ourselves in other ways. Men, if you're not all the way there emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually, don't even put yourself in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not fair to black women for them to come into a situation in which they don't even know how to counsel. Like, they're not trained to know how to counsel. Now, like I said, certain women know how to do it intuitively. But like a lot of women, you know what I'm saying? You putting them in a lose situation too, because now they don't even know what they're dealing with because you don't. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a quick little story and then we're going to take this home, right? Personally, I'll give you a personal story of mine. When I was younger, right? Like I said, I didn't grow up with no women. when I was younger, it was always said to me that I needed to be a particular type of way to survive in the environment that I come from. You feel me? So in being this particular type of way, it is not feasible for you to roam or get to know any weaknesses. You just got to screw face. You got to back out any chance you get. You feel me? You got to show other men that you are the strongest in the jungle. This is how we're raised. Now, in doing all of that, me personally, like I said, it's a personal story. It got to the point where I forgot that I was even fucking human. Word of my mother, I forgot that I was even human. Like, you get this animalistic rage to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's unexplainable to somebody who don't know. And you take that into every single thing. Now, you may mask it differently. You may not be as aggressive, but your position it's everything that you touch is coming from that context. So for me, everything I touched came from that context. So I wouldn't compromise in relationships. I wouldn't get to a point, I wouldn't compromise at my job. You know what I'm saying? In my place of employment, which at the end of the day is what it is. But that's another story. You know what I'm saying? There was no compromise in me. You know what I'm saying? Everything was just from a place of, yo, listen, if I got to, I'm on go. I'm on go. Can you imagine? Women, when you're mad, I give women this. When you're mad, you see how emotionally taxing that is. Can you imagine living your life under those circumstances, under that emotional burden for a number of years every day? Yo, that shit is insanity. That's what a lot of these men are facing. That's what I faced. That's exactly what I faced. Until it was actually a woman who knew what she was doing, who basically walked me off that tightrope. And that shit took a minute. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't stay to the end, you know what I'm saying? But she did enough to get me to a place in which I had the realization that, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna have to start learning myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to start learning myself. The live went off. You know what I'm saying? But y'all get the point. Y'all definitely get the point. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna definitely sign off. You know what I'm saying? I hope I didn't go too left or go too right or whatever the case may be. This episode is real emotional for me because, like, I don't know if y'all know, but we fucking, like, this is like some emergency shit. Like, we, like, motherfuckers is dying because of this. Like people are losing their lives. Like, men are losing their lives simply because people don't understand. Like, won't take the time to just ask, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, from now on, come at it from that perspective first. Anyway, you already know this is the realest Mobcat. See, I'm fucking up my own words. You know what I'm saying? This is the realest podcast on the planet, and we ain't editing shit out. You know what I mean? Fuck that. We gonna let it all go. You gonna know this is real. Facts. It's your host DRU in the building. It's the Mobcast. Peace.